Oh no. Now I'm gonna be shown that I'm a fake. I'm a Fonzie.
You fought 1 versus 2 before. It's not 1v1 easy clan. It's 1v2 easy clan.
Ah,
You're gonna go with
true.
Swedes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, this might actually be pretty tricky.
I'm ready for this.
How do Corollians trade against like really heavy cavalry? Like,
Good.
Very well. They trade
Very
very
well.
well, especially in treaty because there's a lot of cards that just keep buffing Carolians more and more and more.
Yeah, like just to the
It's
max.
very powerful. So 1v1
And
movies. Let's go.
Carolines are cheap. That's the big thing.
They're very cheap. Move this piano out of the way.
Tom just has a piano in front of his keyboard.
I actually it's a little one, but
do you play?
okay. So first you get a villager, then you get that. Come on, go over there. There we go.
You attach your wagons each on a resource crate.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're kind of clunky, so they'll bump into each other if you don't. And then you only gather 50 of the coin.
Okay.
What's this? 100 food? That might be a little too unrealistic for this boom. Well, let's just do it. Make sure you don't build your houses and markets in the way of in between your town center and your mine, because that'll make your villagers have to walk around it to get there, and it increases walk time.
Okay.
I know he couldn't get to this treasure in time because the game just started. If it was a little later in the game, I would have walked my explorer closer to it before grabbing it. Also, settler wagons count as 2 villagers, so take that into account when you're like calculating how many villages you need to maintain build production.
Okay.
Because like 2 settler wagons should be enough. Just not quite enough, but I got a food treasure, so we're fine.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Because I was wondering, like, you said 5, you've only got technically 4 with the 2 wagons. So
Yeah, 5 is a tiny bit too much. 4 is not quite enough. So we're gonna do Treaty 40 1v1. First card's gonna be Eco Theory. I'll show you kind of the hotkeys that I use. I have a video about that already, but town center hotkey, train villager hotkey, and then for this boom I used the first 4 control group hotkeys. They look like this.
And it looks like this.
Those are the most important ones.
Was a lyric to a song if no one understood that.
I gathered a little bit on food, but that's fine. Gotten a lot of good achievements. And yeah, I didn't get it. Gonna be hurting this to keep it close to the town center. Just kidding, we're not, because my villagers shot it.
I feel that, Tom. I did the same thing.
So out of curiosity, why no short-term shipments like settlers or things like that, which would theoretically help you age up faster?
Because in 40 minutes it doesn't pay off.
Okay.
Now that I
Like
have,
long-term military upgrade or something like that.
yeah, I could show you the math. It takes a second though. Now that I have placer mounds, I'm gonna put stuff on coin. I waited because I want them to be gathering on the resource that they gather the most efficiently.
Okay.
And I had hunting dogs, but not placer mounds, so it was better for me to have villas on food than coin. And I can gather this now. It's best to gather crates with settler wagons, but it's not essential. They just gather them a little bit faster than other villagers.
Is your door closed, Tom?
Yeah. My family just sneezes really loud.
Wait, that was a sneeze?
Yeah.
Oh goodness, that was funny. Interesting.
Hallo, verstanden. Jägerin, Händlerin.
Verstanden, richtig.
Save our next shipment. We're going to be using Germantown Farmers. Looks like my village were kind of going crazy with the shooting.
Ja. Hallo, Jäger.
Should be fine.
Ja.
So
Verstanden.
when do you usually hit age 2? Will you do it once you get 800 food, or are you going to keep producing?
I build 20 villagers first, and then I go up to
Okay.
age 2. It's usually at about 7 minutes.
Händlerin.
I don't have the times down exactly. I probably should at this point.
Aufgabe. Verstanden.
But it's just like, you know, as soon as you can, which depends on how fast you get your first villager out and if you don't stop making villagers.
Bereit.
Okay, 400 wood.
Aufgabe. Verstanden. Händlerin.
I think
Ja.
we're fine. We're doing good.
Hallo,
I'm
verstanden.
gonna get this too because
Richtig.
I'm gonna need to start gathering
Händlerin.
wood to make my town centers for age 3.
Ja.
See, I'm in age 1 right now and I'm already planning what I'm going to be doing for age 3.
Okay.
I'm thinking about town center placement, seeing that I have 2 herds right here and only mine's over here. It's kind of weird.
Verstanden, ja, richtig.
Aufgabe. Händlerin.
Spotting treasures to see if it's worth not deleting my ulans to gather treasures from, but there's no treasures on the map right now, so I'm not going to want to do that either.
Ja. Richtig. Ja.
Some maps give you extra crates, like Decon, and if you do that, you can age up with less than 20 villagers. It's mostly just about getting to age 3 as fast as possible.
Bereit.
Okay.
Ja. Ja. Ja.
Yeah, Decon's pretty crazy. I played her in a couple times. Like, use Jotter's resources in the beginning.
Can you say that again? I had your volume down low. I don't know why.
Oh, it's all good, yeah. I was just saying, yeah, Decon's pretty crazy. Just get buried in resources at the beginning.
Hallo. Verstanden.
Yeah,
Ja, verstanden. Jäger. Wird gemacht. Jäger. Ja.
a little coin heavy.
Verstanden.
Bring these over. I think I started gathering coin too early.
Bereit. Wird gemacht. Jäger. Richtig. Jäger. Ja. Hallo. Jäger.
Have you gotten any of the
Jetzt gemacht.
age 2
Jäger.
market? Oh,
Bereit.
sorry, never mind.
Yeah, I'm not in age 2 yet.
Hallo, wird gemacht. Jägerin.
The one I'm going to want to get first is Log Flume.
Aufgabe. Ja. Ja.
Okay.
Richtig.
Is that just get all that wood so you can
Yeah,
get
yeah,
the age
verstanden.
3 mills and
Verstanden.
town centers up?
Yeah,
Ja. Richtig. Verstanden. Verstanden.
exactly. So the goal is 1250 coin, 1375 food. And it looks like we're going to hit it pretty spot on.
Aufgabe. Ja. Ja. Richtig.
And the reason I do that is so I can go up straight up to age 3 and then get this, which is 150 food and 250 gold.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I have it mixed up. It'd be 1,200, so 1350, 1350 for both. Or 1250, 1350.
Wow, that is impressive. I have not seen anything like this.
Ja. Ja.
I also have not watched a lot of streaming or high-level play, admittedly, but
Wird
I
gemacht.
didn't even realize this was possible with the Germans.
Zimmermann.
Yeah, if you have one settler wagon gathering from these crates, you'll be able to get all of them before you age up. You get one of these, a house, sorry, and you put your explorer in the spot where you'll need it to build your town center. Also, I'm a little,
Holzfäller.
Holzfäller.
Holzfäller. Ja. Holzfäller.
I need more wood, that's what I'm trying to say.
Jäger.
Okay.
Aufgabe.
After I have my first town center pretty solidly down, and have enough to almost make the next one, I'm going to start putting villas back on coin so I can get this upgrade.
Bereit. Ja.
Okay.
And like clockwork.
Verstanden.
Nice.
First card's going to be Refrigeration.
Aufgabe. Richtig. Hallo. Wird Jäger.
Did he? Oh, he didn't
Ja.
shift click.
Jäger.
That's unfortunate.
Bereit. Händlerin.
Okay, so now we're gonna start getting that coin because we want this. There's 2 ways to boom after this. People do different versions. You can build 3 town centers and then build a mill, or you can build your first town center and then build a mill and then your last town center. I think I'm gonna do
Bereit.
Ja, Händlerin.
mill first.
Holzfäller.
Ja. Wird gemacht. Zimmermann. Verstanden. Jawohl.
If there's lots of really good treasures on the map, you can use your Ulans.
Aufgabe.
But this is a barren, empty, deserted place.
Okay. Out of curiosity, where do you usually, once you're in age 5 and you're kind of, you know, leveling up military and whatnot, what do you usually aim for in terms of number of villagers on each resource?
I put 20 settler wagons on all of my settler wagons go on food, and the rest goes to wood and coin. I put probably like 18 on wood, depending on how much I gather, how much I have.
Factories on coin as well, I assume?
Factories actually go on wood because villagers gather wood slower than any other resource, but factories gather all resources the same.
Oh, okay.
So it's the lowest opportunity cost. All right, now we get this. We have our town centers. We have everything. Next shipment will be that. You love how specific I am with the things I say. Now we're going to get this and then that.
That's really helpful just to kind of think about what the steps are in the process.
First, I'm gonna get this, and then I'm gonna get that. Gonna get this, that.
And put this on your hockey one. Oh, we need IQ villagers. Okay. Now this is the hardest part of the boom, because you have to maintain your economy so that you can be constantly producing settler wagons and settlers, and you can't get housed. So let me get one more.
Bereit. Zimmermann.
And then this goes on hockey too.
Ja, Verstand Jäger.
And see, I don't quite have enough wood. It's because I started building that mill. But other than that, you should have about 0 resources just constantly if you manage your economy right. It takes roughly 12 villagers on wood to consistently produce settler wagons and not get housed.
Okay.
But
Jägerin. Auf. Jägerin.
Jäger. Ja, Jäger.
it changes depending on like whether you just built a mill or whether you're working on your town centers.
Richtig Verstand wird gemacht. Richtig Verstand Jäger.
So are you going to try to get all your villagers and wagons before you move to H4? Or are you going to move to H4 in the process of building out the economy?
I'm going to want to get all of my settler wagons, at least almost all of my settler wagons before I age up. The more seamless you can make it, the better.
Aufgabe bereit. Jäger. Aufgabe.
And what I mean when I say that is like often people won't realize they've built all of their settler wagons until it's done, because you have to go so fast because you get housed, you run out of resources, you need to mismanage your macro, and need to fix things.
Bauer.
Like you can already see I have a little too much wood, but I also need to build houses.
Bereit. Zimmermann. Holzfäller.
But because 3 town centers
Jäger.
and 2 mills is what is that? 2, 4 plus 3. That's 7 population every round of villagers.
Ja, richtig. Jäger.
So you need to build a lot of houses,
Hallo.
like more than you think you would.
Bereit.
Okay, I'm gonna want some extra on wood now because I would need this upgrade so that we can start producing coin, because I know that we're gonna come to the end of our settler wagons soon.
Aufgabe.
And I want to be ready and have all of my coin upgrades so that as soon as I finish building my settler wagons, I can take all of my villagers off of food, or off of wood, I mean.
I'm a little sad. I overgathered on wood.
That sucks.
Aufgabe.
What was I saying? A little too much on food now. Let me start putting them on
Ja,
coin.
Händlerin.
Also, it's really important to hockey your stuff so that you can cycle between your town centers really fast. Because sometimes you have a lot of population in one town center queued for villagers, and you don't have a lot of population like and your other town centers are idle because you don't have pop, and so you need to like undo one and then do the other like that.
Okay.
Aufgabe.
Auf. Richtig.
And it just kind of takes a little bit of practice to see which town center will run out of villas first,
Bereit. Wird gemacht. Jäger. Aufgabe. Zimmermann. Holzfäller.
like this. Whoops. Like this, I mess up. Got micro house there.
Aufgabe. Händler.
How many do we have left? Just 18. Awesome.
Ja, Händlerin.
So now we move these off.
Ja, Händler. Händler. Ja. Händler. Richtig. Händler.
Hallo. Verstanden. Händlerin.
Hallo. Ja, ja, verstanden. Jäger, ja.
As you can see, we're just a little bit off for our age up. Well, we can do 3 settler wagons. And see, we'll overpop on settler wagons because we'll build the 20 that we can, and then we'll get those 3
Händlerin.
from our age up.
Okay.
Hallo, Bauer.
Zimmer Holzfäller.
Ja, verstanden. Jäger. Aufgabe? Ja. Ja. Jäger. Bereit. Wird
And now our goal is to
Jäger.
go straight from
Ja,
4 to
richtig.
5.
Jäger. Hallo, Jäger. Richtig, Jäger. Ja.
It's not always
Fangen
perfect,
richtig.
but
Jäger. Jäger. Jäger.
it's doable. Maybe it's not doable anymore. You used to age up with the 1,000 coin because the 3 settler wagons wasn't an option.
Jäger.
I'm not so sure.
Ja, Jäger.
Let me check how our mines are doing.
Aufgabe.
171. Okay, these ones will need to be moved soon.
Aufgabe. Ja. Händlerin.
Put them over here. How much is that? 400. Oh, we're running out of coin.
Hallo.
That's no good. What are we gonna put them on?
Händlerin.
This one? 13,900.
Hallo, wird verstanden.
We need a lot of
Wird gemacht. Jäger. Ja.
food
ja.
anyways.
Aufgabe? Jäger.
Jägerin.
I'm really sad that my hunt up top is super far.
I accidentally stopped making villagers.
Zimmer Holzfäller.
Hey, I did the same thing.
Holzfäller.
Bereit. Ja, wird gemacht.
Okay, we'll put these on the mill. Mills gather way slower, but we have no resources. We're kind of running low on everything.
Aufgabe? Hallo. Ja, bereit. Ja, verstanden. Aufgabe? Wird gemacht.
Gather these crates and agent up.
Ja,
We'll shift click all our mines. So as soon as they run out.
Hallo. Holzfäller. Bereit. Holzfäller. Ja. Auf Holzfäller. Ja,
Also, find idle villager hockey is huge. Like it's like necessary.
Zimmer Holzfäller.
Let's also get a church.
Zimmermann. Holzfäller.
I don't think we'll get the upgrade yet. Oh, also factories.
Ja, Zimmermann.
Don't forget your factories.
Always important.
Bereit. Zimmermann. Holzfäller.
Get this last upgrade.
Hallo.
So we're going to be putting bills on food now. A common mistake in just Age of Empires players in general is when you're booming. Sometimes you'll get a bunch of idle villagers and you won't know what to do with them. So you'll just put them on wood. But you don't need wood to age up, you need food and coin. It's better to walk your villagers like halfway across the map and put them on coin than it is to have them gather a resource they don't need.
I was going to ask. I noticed you got 2 of the 2 more mines across the trade route there. Are you planning to go for those with your villagers, or will you probably switch to locations?
I'm going to leave those to Prodigy. It's common
Holzfäller.
courtesy.
Okay.
Bereit.
What is?
Zimmermann.
Huh?
Holzfäller.
Not stealing mines from your side of the map.
Bereit.
Oh, yeah.
Holzfäller.
It's common courtesy, but I don't play by the rules. So, like, if somebody's got extra resources that I need, I'm taking them.
Bereit.
Yeah, I don't really care if people break the rules for me, but
Hallo. Holzfäller.
I don't know. It doesn't. I don't
Some people flip out.
Some people, yeah, they lose their mind.
Some people literally just leave game. Then you're like,
Holzfäller.
what?
I told you it's best to have your factories on wood, but right now I need coin to get all of my imperial upgrades. So I'm gonna keep them on coin for now, and switch them later. And I'm gonna scout with these Ulans.
Okay. Can you explain, by the way, what you're doing? It looks like you're almost building some sort of diagonal wall by those trees of your houses. What's your thinking behind that?
Mostly, I just started building houses absent-mindedly. I generally kind of put my houses in a line like this. But I was building settler wagons. And when you build settler wagons, you have to like constantly be building houses, and I didn't have time to think about where to put them. I just try and keep them out of my economy. Like, I know my economy is going to be behind my town center more than anything, but if I need room, I can just delete those. It's not the best thing. Like, you lose 100 wood for each one, but it's better than the alternative, which is not having the resources you need, or not having the space you need to build an economy.
Holzfäller.
Ja. Hallo?
Ja, Holzfäller.
Also, we need to be upgrading these. We should have been a while ago.
Aufgabe. Holzfäller. Bereit.
Wird gemacht.
We need more.
Aufgabe. Jäger.
Jägerin. Jägerin.
Is there a reason you're banking so much wood so quickly? I would think you could. Well, I guess you probably got just enough food to continue producing out of your town centers, right?
Sorry,
Or,
what?
you probably have just enough gatherers on food to continue producing out of your town centers. Is there a reason you're banking so hard on wood out of curiosity?
Yes. Right now, I ran out of natural resources, so I am putting all of my villagers on wood because I have the capital upgrade for wood, but not for food and coin.
Oh, okay.
So my line of reasoning is, once I have all the upgrades, and preferably all the cards as well. I think I'm not going to get that card. I'm going to just in this one so I can send more militations. I will be able to put everything on the resource that it gathers fastest. And then I'll take a lot of villagers off wood. You'll see I'll probably only have maybe 10 villas on wood towards the end of the treaty. Maybe a little bit more depending on how I want to fight. And I'll use all of this to build plantations and stuff. Get XP for my mill and plantation cards.
Zimmermann. Bereit. Zimmermann. Ja. Zimmermann. Hallo. Zimmermann. Hallo. Zimmermann. Ja. Bauer. Auftrag.
Ja, hallo. Richtig. Holzfäller. Aufgabe.
Looks like my mills are fully upgraded now, at least as upgraded as I'm going to make them.
Ja. Aufgabe.
Bereit.
Do you have all three capital economic improvements now at this point? It's not
Yeah,
excessive.
I do.
Hey Tom,
Oops.
can you move your ulam?
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you really want to BM, you can put your Ulans inside their economy and make them run through their mills and plantations, and it'll slow down their gather rate.
Hallo. Holzfäller. Ja, Holzfäller.
I think I read somewhere that you should only put like 5 or 6 villagers per mill or plantation to stop them from bumping into each other. Is that something you do, or is that just
Yes.
Ja, wird gemacht.
Yeah, that's something I do.
Okay.
I actually did an experiment like that myself, and I found that villagers gather,
Bereit. Aufgabe.
like one villager by himself gathers almost twice as fast as a villager gathering
Ja, hallo.
on a plantation with 10.
Aufgabe.
But the more I think about it, the more I realize it doesn't quite add up. I think it might have been a flawed experiment.
Ja. Zimmermann.
But it definitely gathers faster. That part is for sure.
Bereit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to delete some of these.
Zimmermann.
Aufgabe.
Bereit.
Ja. Ja, Zimmermann.
Ja.
Oh, we need this now. I also think we can go to wood. With our factories, we have everything we need.
Wird verstanden. Wird verstanden. Bauer. Händler.
And get these last upgrades. We need some cards sent, but I'm running out of trees, so I'm just going to send them a little bit unupgraded.
Händlerin.
It's better than walking them to and fro.
Aufgabe. Verstanden. Bauer.
Bereit.
Hallo. Ja.
Ja, Händlerin.
Bereit. Händler. Aufgabe. Zimmermann.
Our economy is just about in full
Ja. Bauer.
full gear.
Jawohl. Verstanden. Wird erledigt.
Bereit. Bauer. Aufgabe. Bauer. Hallo. Ja. Aufgabe. Ja. Ja. Richtig. Verstanden. Händler.
Bereit. Ja, Händlerin.
Bereit.
I spent so much time playing as the British that now I'll accidentally queue cows like as civilizations that I don't even have pens as.
Zimmermann. Ja.
Put 5 on each. There's 8 on this one. What's going on here?
Händler. Ja. Händler. Holzfäller. Hallo. Bereit.
We'll keep those there.
Wird gemacht. Zimmermann.
Hallo? Zimmermann.
Hallo. Zimmermann.
Ja. Zimmermann. Bereit. Zimmermann. Händlerin. Ja, Händlerin.
And this is what our economy should look like for just about the rest of the game.
Zimmermann. Händler.
I'm gonna get arsenal.
Okay, so when are you going to move into like constructing more military buildings and things like that,
Constructing more villagers?
or constructing more military buildings?
Händlerin.
Oh, you can do that whenever you want. I prefer to start building walls at about 15 minutes. This is a general rule of thumb I follow. You can't go wrong with it. You start building walls at 15 minutes. Start building your barracks and stables at 10 minutes. Get your upgrades at 8 minutes, and have your army out at 4 minutes.
It's a good rule of thumb.
There are a couple exceptions. Fur trade obviously means you won't have your army out until a little later.
Bereit. Händlerin.
Ja.
Germany deletes villagers because there's no way I can sustain an army with 161 population of just villagers, or 145. So I tend to delete villagers, and so I like to wait until the last second, which
Maybe
depends on how
that should
fast
be
you
your
are.
strategy. You can't delete any villagers. Just kidding.
Oh, ja.
I'm already facing a challenge going against him as Swedes.
Zimmermann. Zimmermann. Zimmermann.
Prodigy is not a noob. I'll say that.
You're about to stomp me. He is not a noob. I'm facing a good foe. Absolute annihilation.
Wird gemacht.
So I build my forward base, and then I build the walls behind it. This is a more aggressive forward base type. If you're facing someone who's probably like maybe making Haramoto as Japan, or doing something where they'll probably win the start fight, there's some civilizations that have really powerful start armies. You might want to build your forward base behind your wall so it doesn't get mortared down as fast. Because if you lose the start fight and then your forward base gets mortared down, you pretty much just lost the game. Because you can't make an army and then they just destroy all your walls, and you have to delete your plantations and mills to make barracks. And they just get into your base for free. It spirals out of control really fast.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Do you want? I'm also I am a complete noob at this. So I'm kind of like learning from the master here. But would you mind giving me a little bit of insight? Like, what kind of army comps do you usually run as Germany? You don't need to say anything about your current match and what you're planning if you don't want to.
Oh, it's
But I'm
fine.
kind of curious in general.
He's gonna whoop me either way, so.
There are 2 unit types. This is true with every civilization. I can't think of an exception off the top of my head. Maybe Lakota. I don't know, but there are two unit types. 2 types of armies that you can build. There is Musketeer and Hussar, otherwise known as Musk-Huss, or Skirmishers and Dragoons, or Skirmgoon. Different civilizations obviously have different versions of this. For example, Germany doesn't have Musketeers, but they do have Doppelsoldners. So it would be Doppelsoldners and Uhlans.
Aufgabe richtig.
Or you could do Skirmishers and War Wagons. And to be completely honest, every civilization usually does a mix of all 4 of those units. But the most important part is your artillery. Basically, this is something that I tell Prodigy a lot.
Hallo, verstanden.
Whoever has the most artillery and can defend it wins the game. So if I have 2 horse guns and my enemy only has 1 horse gun, and we both defend our artillery really well, like, I will 9 times out of 10 win that game.
As you will see in this game, Prodigy is terrible at microing all of the artillery. So
Different maps have different strategies as well. For example, Andes, the native posts are incredibly powerful, so there's definitely going to be some fighting on that. I'm not just going to give him the natives, and I'm definitely not just going to let him keep his natives without a fight.
Bereit.
what? Why not? Please?
And Andy's is a little bit... Andy's 1v1 at least is a little bit smaller. You can see our forward bases are pretty close together, so that will change things as well. At this point, I'm just getting into my upgrades.
Emergency barracks or military buildings inside your wall at all, or are you just planning to leave that alone?
I think this map is small enough that he probably won't run. But you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it.
What are you talking about?
Too safe. Better safe than sorry.
Zimmermann.
Huh?
He's asking me if I should put emergency barracks and stuff inside my walls.
Händlerin.
And I'm like, sure, why not? I think that's definitely... You're not going to lose the game by making emergency barracks.
You lost because you needed 400 wood for cannons or something. You never know. But yeah. Okay.
I'm going to grab some upgrades. Oh, I don't have all my artillery finders built yet.
Bereit.
Out of curiosity, what are you upgrading in terms of your cannons? Are you going to upgrade all of them? Are there some that you're not going to upgrade?
Holzfäller.
Yes. I'm going to upgrade my horse guns. These are... I like to call them bowling. Like, I like to go bowling with horse guns. Because they just... Like, if the infantry were bowling pins, they do a lot of damage. They wipe the floor versus infantry. The mortars are really good for destroying buildings. And if you get like 5 mortars in the fight, you can wipe their forward base really fast. 1 second.
How are you feeling about this fight so far, Prodigy?
That's my sister giving me a Chipotle burrito.
Richtig.
Chipotle.
Ja.
What?
I don't know why I said it like that. I'm not upset about it. I just thought it was really funny. Chipotle.
Where was I? Oh yeah, mortars kill buildings. Culverins kill other artillery. They're like snipers. So they're really important to have in artillery fights because, like I said, whoever has the most artillery and can defend it wins. And culverins are a great way to kill artillery without using cavalry. Get some gates. Also, I want one of these so I can upgrade it.
Zimmermann.
Oh, and because our starfighter are going to be so close that I should just build these all the way along.
Zimmermann.
Just like
Zimmermann.
this.
Zimmermann.
I
Zimmermann.
wanted to mess up the pathing of my units, but I want them.
Zimmermann.
Oh, I see. So you leave lanes between your right by your gates so that your units can get in and out easily.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If your units get stuck in your racks, it's really inconvenient. Oops,
Bereit. Bauer.
one over there. I think that one's stuck.
Bauer. Ja.
Oh right, we have a
Ja.
little bit of extra food because we have more than 20 settler wagons.
I'm really worried right now because I have a ton of trees in areas I don't want them.
Yeah, there's always a pretty big excess of trees on this map.
Which I'm fine with normally, like, but the problem right now is
Holzfäller.
I'm not gonna be able to close my wall in time, and that's gonna be a problem, as I'm sure you could imagine.
Yeah, and also my boom's kind of nutty right now.
Nice, good stuff.
I had a good boom.
I'm having a decent boom right now.
pretty darn
Especially
close.
once my trade comes in.
Yeah.
Because I did everything pretty right.
When'd you get to Imperial?
I don't know.
Zimmermann. Zimmermann.
I have no idea. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't check mine either. Also, I like to rotate the map when I fight because... I'll show you why.
It's very helpful.
So I'm probably going to make 6 goals. I shouldn't be giving away that information, but he'll probably figure it out anyways. I'm going to be making 6
I know
goals.
exactly what you were going to do. So I was also making goals.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have bowling pins like I did last time on Orinoco.
When your cav wouldn't attack anything.
Yeah.
Let's get our upgrades. I'm not going to tell him about this.
Bereit. Holzfäller.
Actually, we're gonna hold off on it. If you start building them, like I want to delete my villagers with 60 seconds remaining. And so what I plan on doing is queuing 1 of each until I have 99 pop, and then right as I hit the 60 seconds, I delete them and then fill them up. But right before they pop, to like reduce the amount of train time I have, so I can get all my stuff out faster. I'll also put these in hotkeys, but before that, I'm going to show you something. Okay. So I have my culverins here. Let's not rotate first. I'm going to put them on control groups so that I can micro them better, because killing artillery is really important. And if I go like this, if the map is like diagonal, then my hotkeys, like my numbers 1, 2, and 3, don't correlate exactly the way I want them to. But if it's vertical, then my 1, which is the farthest left, is this. My 2, which is in the middle, is this. And my 3, which is on the farthest right, is this. So it just makes more sense in my brain. It's easier to keep track of. And I can bring them in this.
Okay, it might have been ugly, but we did it.
You did it? How much wood do you have?
Too much. Like, my trade is not going to be nearly as effective as it should have been. Let's put it that way.
We want this and this.
Do you send
Oh, wait.
Tilly's discipline as a German player?
I prefer not to.
Or-
Especially in a map where everything's this close. I don't think it's going to be worth it, because the value you get from Tilly's discipline is that it takes less time for your troops to travel from one place to another, and I'm getting less value because they don't have to travel as far.
Okay. Would you do it if you were on a large map or something like that, or would you just not do it because the coin cost is, or the resource cost is too much?
I personally would never use Tilly's discipline.
Holzfäller.
But there is a nice card, or a nice upgrade you can get. This upgrades the hit points of Doppelsoldners. And it gives you a little bit of overpop. So I like to use it.
Bereit. Aufgabe. Hallo.
Doppel soldiers are sick, dude.
Yeah, they are. This is just like I said. We'll get some Minutemen. Make this my gather point and send that.
If I pick up nothing else, I will definitely pick up turning the map around so that your enemy is on top, not weirdly diagonal.
Yeah, it's pretty important.
Bereit. Ja,
Also, make sure your Minutemen are up front because you want them to die first, because they're not very good units. You just get them for overpop. Now, I don't want my culverins to shoot infantry because they do pretty much nothing versus infantry.
ja, richtig. Ja, jawohl. Ja. Wird gemacht. Zimmermann. Bereit. Verstanden. Jawohl.
Bereit.
I'm gonna make this hotkeys 3, 4.
Zimmermann. Ja.
You certainly are quick to claim the natives. Afraid I'd get there first.
Jawohl.
We need to kill the rest of his artillery. Keep these here to kill the cav. Oh, we need.
Oh, that was smart, Tom.
What?
I didn't even notice that.
Verstanden. Verstanden, richtig.
Jawohl. Aufgabe wird ja. Zimmermann.
Aufgabe. Zimmermann. Ja.
Frick.
Hard to tell from here, but it looks like Prodigy's using mostly a few calls and mostly the Ceruleans. Anything else in there?
Mostly Ceruleans and Culverins.
Okay.
Culverins to kill my artillery, and then Ceruleans to kill everything else.
Ja, verstanden. Ja, verstanden. Zimmermann.
Ja.
Wird in den Kampf.
Richtig. Zimmermann. Zimmermann.
Auftrag wird erledigt. Ihr Angriff wird jawohl.
Hallo. Zimmermann.
Ja, verstanden.
Oh, rip me, dude.
Bereit. Ja, richtig. Ja, verstanden.
Zimmermann.
Verstanden. Aufgabe.
Ja.
We need this.
Ja.
Wird gemacht. Richtig. Aufgabe. Wird gemacht.
Ja, wird erledigt. Bereit. Ja.
Can my explorer please build this? There we go.
Bereit. In den Kampf.
Oh, frick.
Ja, Holzfäller. Richtig, Zimmermann.
Bereit, Zimmermann.
Ja, jawohl. Bereit. Jawohl. Aufmachen. In den Kampf.
Ja. Ja.
See, look, these emergency stables came in. Came in nice and handy. Kill that cat real quick.
Zimmermann.
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 Frick. This side fight is like really messing me up.
It's like the only option I had, really.
Yeah.
Can't push Swedes.
Jawohl. An ihn auf. Verstanden. In den Kampf. Verstanden. Ja. Angriff.
Out of curiosity, are you just leaving your war wagons in there to take care of any stray cavalry?
Good game.
Yeah, I wanted to wall this flank off like this, but it was too close to his town center, so I couldn't. So what I did instead is I had a couple of war wagons right here, and I had so many native warriors that I couldn't. That if he ran in with cav, I would have enough time to bring all of these native warriors, which are kind of like pikemen.
They're really good
and
bike.
kill his cav. They're really powerful, and you can train. How many can you train? I can train 52 of them with all 4 native posts, and I can train 40 bolas as well, which is just so much war with so much extra power.
Okay.
Dang, dude. If I was able to wall off that side better, I was not expecting the 5
The 5 double soldiers.
because I was bleeding you, I think, and I was able to delete your forward base, but that side was brutal.
Yeah, I knew that, like, I can't push Swedes. I can't do that. So what I had to do was win with Nats, because, like, it doesn't matter what the Civ combo is. If I have all the Nats, you can't use Cav, because they'll get killed by the pike guys. So I can make artillery then. And if I can make artillery, then I can kill Caroleans.
Yeah. Dude. But I was bleeding you pretty hard.
I was floating 6 shipments. Such a freaking serotonin thing to do. Just be floating all these shipments.
Brought you down 400 points, and I stayed within 100 points.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost way more units than I killed.
Yeah. But that's Caroleans for you. I mean, I got a 2200.
It's not bad.
Good. Not the best.
All right. Well, thanks so much, gentlemen. I appreciate it. You have blown a tiny mind today, so thank you very much.
No problem, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
16 minutes I hit Imperial, so that was pretty good.
Serotonin, were you like 17?
Oh, I'll check my Imperial time.
1723.
1723?
Yeah.
That's a really fast Imperial time for Germany.
Yeah, for Germany, that was sick.
When
Dude, did you... Come on, Tom, though. You gotta admit, I gave you a better fight than what I normally do.
Bro, you played well. If I hadn't won the Nats, I would have lost. Oh, it's ages.
Yeah, dude, I tried bringing a villager up there, or actually a few villagers up there to wall off. And I tried taking Nats early, but your 5 Doppel soldiers were sick. I was not expecting that.
I was expecting you to have Caroleans over there, or I was expecting you to have Cav, honestly. So I made Doppel soldiers thinking I could counter that. But you didn't put anything over there. So I know you had so much wood. If you had Nats, you would have won.
Yeah, exactly. But I was focusing on the front fight and deleting your forward base because I knew if I gave you even a slightest opening that you'd mortar my front base down and I would have a really hard time countering it. So I was like, well, if I just take him out here, hopefully he won't push Nats too hard.
Yeah, that was epic what you did. And you were totally right. I was planning on deleting your forward base and wiping in, and the Nats was just like a distraction. But because you didn't get distracted by the distraction, it became my plan.
Yeah, you were better on the fly than I was. I was 2 walls, bro. I was 2 walls away, and then I was about to just cav spam inside the base.
Yeah, I saw you were planning some stuff, so I was doing my best. I had to delete some plantations to build barracks. And that emergency stable that that Killer Crest told me to build was actually huge.
Yeah, dude, I deleted 3 plantations in order to make more walls, but that's also one of the areas that I couldn't chop down the trees in time. So I was like, dude, the trees really screwed me this game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really funny because, like, look at the bottom of my base. I was able to close it.
I should have attacked on that side.
Did you even see?
No, but I saw you were building a wall over here, so I knew you were you're playing like extra defensive on that side. So I tried to build a foundation between your walls so it wouldn't build, but that didn't work. I was too late. I didn't scout well enough. I was thinking about starting to put a barracks down there and running Doppelsolners on the side. Yeah. If I had seen that, dude, it would have been so funny.
That would have been hilarious, dude.
All right. Well, thanks so much, gents. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thanks for taking the Germans for a whirl there.
All right, no problem. I'm going to turn this into a video, so say hi to YouTube for me.
Hello.
Hola.
Hello, world.
All right.
All right. Ta-ta, gents.
See ya.